Jordan Schultz,
Not a lot of Trent Richardson,
reporting that Brock Purdy's deal could be in the $50 to $55 million range. This number may sound familiar if you're a fan of the show, because Brew, this is the exact range you said you'd pay Purdy. Remember, you made an announcement and said 50 to 55. So how did this report land with you?
Do I remember? How did this report make me feel?
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
That's how.
He called it.
And Nick Wright would not listen.
Yeah.
I told you.
You said it.
First I said 45, then I said, you know what? If I'm Purdy now, I'm actually going above 50 to 55, then 55 to 60.
That's what. That's the other thing. This isn't what Bruce
Somewhere
said.
in
Bruce
there.
said 55
Nah, this is what
to
Bruce said.
60.
This is what Bruce said.
Potentially more. It's exactly what he
Yeah,
said.
that's right. 50 to 55, and I said 55 to 60, potentially more is right. Thank you, Wilds. Because the salary cap, Nick, it's going up, and it's going to keep going up.
I've heard.
So don't get, when he gets his 57 or whatever it is, don't be like, oh my gosh.
I am going to be like, oh my.
57 is not 57 4 years ago.
No, right, no, of course, inflation. Have you seen
Yes,
the price
inflation.
of eggs?
I mean, you got receivers getting 41 million a year.
I get it. I just want to be clear here. Brew has somehow trumped. I don't think you were there for the segment Monday when Brew dusted his shoulders off and took a victory lap because, and this is true, Duke made the Sweet 16.
He called that.
And he
Called it, though. But did
either of you guys make Duke?
I didn't.
Any of
Yes,
you three?
to make the Sweet 16,
Yes.
all of us, every single
The
one.
question was about the title.
Right, but they have not won the title yet.
They're en
and
route.
Purdy has not signed a contract yet. And
That's en route, too.
I want to make this very clear. I am not doubting that this could happen. But you are right, Brew. If it happens, I will be on here and saying it's a mistake. My take is they shouldn't do this, not they won't do this. And my other take is, why would they when they can wait? But the numbers and this is where Wilds can irritate me for setting it up like this. Fact of the matter is, Brew's take forever has been, because Brock Purdy's from a cornfield somewhere, he might not ask for this much money. True. And he just
That
struck
was
you as the
before
type of
the
guy.
cap skyrocketed.
Once the cap skyrocketed, like, he asking for that money.
55 is the equivalent of 45 under the new cap.
Yeah, just seems like the right number.
Yeah,
He
that's
probably
all.
called it.
He's not asking for, every
Get your
little
money
cent
first.
they can give him.
No, look at what Patrick Mahomes did.
Right, thank you.
He called that.
Wiles listens to my takes.
He got it.
All right. So I agree. This is essentially, the $45 million deal, the equivalent of that now, which then is, Brock Purdy playing ball with the 49ers. And again, saying that this is a mistake, man, this is like when the depression starts to set in for me with off-season takes. And I have to try to remind myself of, when it was like kind of the end of July into August, and I was like, I remember the feeling of like, oh my God, like we're finally starting to like really talk about football again, like things that matter, and it's not just the same thing again and again and again and again, because it really does kind of drive me crazy. And I'm backed into a corner as well where I'll have to just kind of keep having repeat takes. I mean, I just made my 10th video already of the offseason with the Commanders saying they need to improve their defense, and it's like, yeah, I know they need to improve their defense. It's just, man, it's they got to turn the NFL season into like a 20-game season or something, man. But this whole thing, right, that it's a mistake. Again, the price point. If they paid him like absolute top dollar, reset the quarterback market, and an insane amount of guaranteed money, and it was this, this extended contract of, I don't even know, they did a weird, what did Mahomes sign, like a 10-year contract or whatever the heck it was, right? Then like I could be like, all right, probably not the best move here, et cetera, but based on what quarterbacks are going for, and based on the amount of money that they're going to pay him, and based on the construction of the team and what the team is today, I don't understand what magical move you think the 49ers can make to somehow get a quarterback that's going to be better than Brock Purdy or as good as Brock Purdy and pay him significantly less money? Like, I just tell me the situation. Tell me the situation where you're getting a quarterback as good as Brock Purdy for like half of this. I just don't know. I just want to know where. And where are you getting a quarterback? Where are you? What quarterback in the draft that you would draft right now that you is magically better than Brock Purdy? I mean, tell me. And so you have the team, you have the coach, you have a decent enough roster. And again, you are, retooling, so to speak. Retooling, so to speak, that you're looking at this team now for the next like 2-3 years in terms of like, what they're going to have to kind of rebuild up. What quarterback is going to put this team in a better situation? So why would you not pay him now? He's going to be your quarterback for the next 2-3 years. And again, if you pay him and over the next 2 years, he ends up being a disaster and it's like, oh my God, he really did just have 2 good years. Well, then at the end of the day, when you start to move on from him, it's not the biggest deal because of you paying him now and the price point that you paid him at. And if he was really that bad of a quarterback, well, that means you're going to be drafting pretty high. So no harm, no foul. Now you draft a new quarterback. But if you wait and you realize, you know what, Brock Purdy is actually a pretty darn good quarterback and we like him, now you're going to have to pay him even more. And you're going to have to pay him later. And you're kicking this can down the road. You're doing the Dak Prescott Dallas Cowboys model. How'd that work out for them? Not very well. And they paid him more money and too much money. They paid him late and too much money. That became a problem. That's not what the 49ers are doing here. And again, they have the information. They're happy with this quarterback. They're not going, I don't know. That was also the problem with the Dallas Cowboys. They were kind of like, I want to see what Dak can show us this season. And it's like, you've had Dak in the building for like a decade and you don't know who Dak Prescott is right now. Like, you've seen Dak with like different coaches, different receivers, different running backs. Like, you don't know who Dak Prescott is at this point? Like, bro, that's on you. That like I don't know what to tell you. So the 49ers, they reached their evaluation. They know they want to move forward with Brock Purdy. They know they can win with Brock Purdy. And they know at what price point they are willing to pay Brock Purdy. And as of right now, they will essentially be getting, my assumption will be, it'll be equivalent to like a, $40-45 million deal for 4 years, which again, for Brock Purdy's level of play, that's really big. Now, if you paid him equivalent of the 60, 65 million or 70, again, it's hard to now gauge what this is going to start to look like and what percentage of guaranteed money. Because I wonder if one day we'll see a pullback on quarterback contracts. Like if Jalen Hurts, after he just won a Super Bowl, and if he was eligible for a new contract, would he really sign some, $280 million contract 4 year, like 95% guaranteed? Like I'm not under that impression. I don't know if teams want to do that right now. And when you have the top quarterbacks taking some sort of cuts like Josh Allen, Mahomes, it just seems like you're going to see more and more quarterbacks kind of play ball this way. Maybe not, it honestly, it probably depends on where you're at in your career and how much money you've already made at this point. But I am curious to see if we'll kind of get away, because again, if you remember when Dak was signing his contract, he said it's his responsibility to keep moving the ball, to keep, raising that ceiling for quarterbacks of the future. And it's like, that's not your job, you clown. What are you talking? Your job is to help your team win a Super Bowl. That is your job. Not to say I'm trying to get the most amount of money that I possibly can. And then you have someone who's actually trying to win. You have Josh Allen say, I'm not trying to kill the Buffalo Bills. Like, I'm trying to create a contract that gives our team more freedom and flexibility so we can win, because that's your job that's like your literal job as a quarterback. That is your literal job. That I'm paying you to play great football and win football games. That's what I'm paying you for. I'm not paying you to say, hey, you're trying to be a good soldier to help elevate, how much quarterbacks can make when it's all said and done. That's not why I'm paying you. If that's what you're after from as an individual, and that's the way how you see your role in this football story of the NFL history, that's on you, bro. That's on you. But your job it's not in the job description. That's not how this works. And you're not this cultural, leader where it's just like, I'm here to continue to pass the torch forward to help elevate all quarterbacks so they can stand on my shoulders. It's like, it's not how this works. And again, if that's what you're out for, go into politics then, man. I don't know, go do something else. It's not what we're here for. So I think this continues to be smart. This whole idea that there's some other magical decision to be made is just kind of silly. If football was done in a way where we knew next year, if it was kind of almost similar to basketball in a way where if we knew next year Patrick Mahomes was going to be a free agent and Josh Allen and Lamar, right? Like there was going to be kind of like some free agency frenzy, and there was like, football was done in the way where like, yeah, I hear rumors Lamar's going to Miami, and Joe Burrow's reportedly having has a lot of interest in LA or something, like, right? If it was like basketball, then I could understand. And then we could say, yeah, I don't know, why would the 49ers want to, lock in a contract right now? Lamar Jackson's about to be a free agent. Mahomes is going to be a free agent or something, right? Then I could understand. That's not football. And thankfully that's not football. So it's just like, the time horizon that we're looking at and the price point that you're going to get Brock Purdy, again, to me, it's essentially zero risk. Brock Purdy is going to be your quarterback at least for another year minimum. You know that. And if you pay him now for these next 3-4 years at a great price point, if he's great, then you just got him at a great price point and you have him locked as your quarterback for the next few years. And if he's bad, then you're going to be drafting high anyway, and you'll maybe have to cut him, have some dead cap money, but so do lots of teams. So did the Broncos. So did the Eagles. Like, so do a lot of teams that win. So it's just like I just see it zero risk. If you were forced to pay a quarterback like Geno Smith at this price point, or Aaron Rodgers, or even a Sam Darnold, even though I support Sam Darnold, then I would say, yeah, you're potentially doing yourself more harm than good, or the risk doesn't maybe necessarily outweigh the potential reward. This could blow up, a little bit more than you would want to, but it's not the way I see it. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the 49ers? Do you think this is a mistake? Do you think this will happen? And do you think a $50 to $55 million price point is, good, is where it should be? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.